Alright everyone, I had a few people ask me about some particular sockets I did a review on a while back. It's probably been well over a year. But the gentleman's name is actually M. Leeser. I told him I would do a video specifically to those sockets and try to do my best to give him more information on them. Those particular sockets were the Bergen sockets. You'll find them on Amazon. And they are actually what they call a Zion drive. Not sure if you guys can see that or not. I have a hard time focusing here. But you can see those little lines in there. I can't say that these are more pronounced than the ones in the Mac Precision sockets. But these sockets are almost identical, other than their chrome finish and size and appearance. There's a few things that are a little different about them. The chrome on these aren't as great as what the Mac ones are. The knurling on here is a little different than the Mac. Of course, the brand name is different, as you can see that right there. Bergen, Bergen. You can find these on Amazon. And it's been a really good socket. I've had no complaints about it. I don't take a whole lot of stripped out bolts with them. I bought these just to have them, just in case I got a rounded out bolt, because my Mac ones, from using them so much, they actually wore out, and I got them warranted. Actually, when I got on the truck, they changed the design of them, and they no longer could get sockets to match what I had, and they reimbursed me for what I paid for them and then gave me new sockets. So now I have the latest of what they had at the time. But they basically look the same. This comes in this actual case right here. It's all labeled. You got a 4, 4.5, a 5, a 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and a 14. You do not go up to 15 in this particular set. The bottom of this is just cardboard, and they come shipped like this with the brand name coming across here with like a little badging or cardboard, and the plastic lid, which I have taken out since then. As what I'm going to be comparing these to today is these Mac, I guess Precision Torque is what they're called. These are actually Mac. They're laser etched. They have a little bit of knurling at the bottom. But this is just a phenomenal socket. You can actually see on these as well the little indentions in there for the flank drive that they use. I think they're a little more pronounced in these sockets on the Mac. And you can obviously see the chrome is a lot better. It's shinier. It's not so transparent. More of a chrome finish than a satin finish. And these actually have the same amount of sockets on them as the other one. The only difference is this one was going to have a 15 with it. The one I'm going to be showing today is going to be the 11 millimeter, which is this guy right here. And I'm probably going to do the same test that I did with the wrenches earlier, showing that you can break an 8 millimeter bolt with an open end. I'll be doing the same test. 2 washers. This is a bolt that I've ground off. It's more or less round. And we're going to try to take and put this socket on here and break this bolt. This is a 1/4 inch, 1/4 bolt. 2 washers. And the head's been ground off. To prove that it's been ground off, we have a wrench here. This is the 11 millimeter. Here's a snap-on. 11 millimeter snap-on USA. Now this is a flank drive. Give you an idea of how well that grabs. I'm not going to try to break it off with these particular wrenches, But I wanted to show you that, you know, even though this is rounded off, that flank drive is still grabbing it. No issues at all. This is a brand new wrench. This is a USAG. I have 2 sets of these. I bought 1 set in a kit bag. I haven't even used yet. I probably used maybe 3 sizes out of it. 11mm hasn't been used yet. So this wrench is brand new. This does have a special design on it, more or less like the sockets. And we may try to break one of these off with this special design right here. You can see that this grabs it as well. The tolerances on these USAGs are way better than anything that you're going to find on the market. You see how hard it was to get that on a rounded fastener. You see how easy the snap-on goes on here. Like I said, it moves. It's stripped. And this is my Husky wrench that I did the same video with. 11mm. There's 3 wrenches to show you that it's stripped. Here is my snap-on long 1/4" ratchet that I'm going to use. This is the Mac socket here. And here is the Bergen socket. And hopefully I did not round these off so much that it does not grab. But you can see it goes on. I'll put my ratchet on here. And I'm going to try to break this. There we went. And it's broke. And you see that is rounded off. And it broke that pretty effortlessly, other than me struggling with a pair of vice grips here that are probably about 5 inches long. Now I did try to round a couple of these off even a little more to make it more difficult. Find our washers here. Start with another bolt. So that was the Bergen socket. These sockets right here, I believe they're $19 or $29 on Amazon. This is a phenomenal set of sockets. The metal on this might be a little softer than the Mac. Don't hold me to that. I don't have any way of testing that to prove that. But the reason why I don't use these a bunch is because over time, any socket tends to wallow out, and then you lose the ability of, using this as an extractor, because those little flats in there wear out, those little lines you see in there wear out. So I don't use these all the time. You can use them all the time, but once you wear them out and the tolerance isn't tight anymore, you're going to have problems biting a bolt and doing what I just did. Let's set those aside. Like I said, it comes in this case. You can look at them up on Amazon. I believe it's ZI -ON Zion Bergen sockets. And like I said, this is a phenomenal set. I've used this a couple times. A lot of times on 3.6s, you'll find that what happens is water ends up down in the plastic intake bolts and the top of the head of the bolt rusts away. And I've had problems trying to get those off in the past, and what I've done is put one of these down there, and this actually pulled it out without having to use any kind of extractor or anything. There's enough of the bolt left that these grabbed it. So these are, phenomenal sockets for what they are, and especially for the price of them. But I'm actually going to move on to the Mac one, and we'll show you that it will do the same thing. It's Precision Torque Mac. That's an 11 millimeter. And it just broke. This one bit so good you can see that it's actually stuck inside of the socket. I'll have to get a punch and knock that out. But this wasn't no easy feat. I mean, this probably took 20 to 25 foot-pounds or more to do this. This wasn't a cheap Chinese bolt either. This was actually a Larson bolt. Came in a box that said USA on it, so it's not a cheap Chinese bolt. This was a quality bolt out of the bolt bin from work. I'm going to put this on the rail here. We're going to move down to the 10 millimeter. And what I'm going to do is set those side by side. And I'm going to pull out the 10 millimeter in the other one so you guys can get a side by side comparison. These sockets almost look identical. Almost all the way down to the flank drive. Really hard to see down in this Mac one because it's so dirty. Like I said, I do use these. I don't use this set as much because, like I said, I don't want to wear them out. So when I need them, I can use them. And I've been trying not to use the Mac ones as well. And just use my snap-on sockets. Just use these when I need them. You can look at the bottom of it and you can see the relief cuts and everything are very similar. I mean, it's possible that these could have came from the same facility. I kind of doubt it. But they're both probably made over in Taiwan. But they do a good job, and I just wanted to do this video for him and kind of give him an idea of the quality of these sockets and what they can do. I do have one more of these bolts left, if I can find the nut for it. Or a nut for it. Bear with me here. all that for nothing. Alright, here we go. Now this one I believe I rounded off a little more than the rest of them. We'll see what the wrench can do. This right here is our USAG wrench, and the tolerances on this thing are phenomenal. Getting this on a bolt is really a pain in the butt, and that just rounded out. This more or less rounded that out. It's just going to continue to strip that out. So we're going to move to the box end and see what the box end can do. And there you go. And that was with the boxed end of the USAG. Like I said, the tolerances on these are really phenomenal. And this does have the same flank drive system or special purpose design that these sockets do. So all in all, I think these sockets and wrenches are probably about the best thing on the market as far as broken bolts or anything else. As far as something like this, paying $29 for it, regardless if it's Taiwan or wherever its origin is, I think this is a good quality socket, especially if it's not something you're going to use all the time. Like I said, if it's this something you're going to use all the time, it's probably going to wear out just like any other socket. And this set right here is a ridiculous amount of money. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I can guarantee it was over $100 and probably even over $200 for the set. I take that back. This was probably just a little under $200 because I bought the deep and the shallow, and I'm pretty sure the deep were a little over $200 and these were a little under $200. But when this does the same thing for $29.99 or whatever it is on Amazon, I can't see, spending that kind of money on these sockets, especially when they come from the same origin. I guarantee that these are made in Taiwan. I guarantee these are made in Taiwan. I don't know that they're made by the same manufacturer, and I don't want to, say that or, get somebody believing that it is when I really don't know the origin of these. I know that these are made by Mac Tools, and they're owned by Stanley Black & Decker. So I'll let you guys, make your judgments or whatever. Some guys don't want Chinese tools, but the main reason for doing this video is just to show one of the viewers, what the socket can do. I told him I would give him a better overall view of these and speak a little bit about them, considering I didn't speak in the first video. We've covered all these wrenches right here in past videos, so if anybody wants to go back and view them, they can. These 3 wrenches right here are phenomenal wrenches. This Husky I've had for over 25 years. It's done me right. It's made me lots of money, and really didn't have to buy a set of snap-on wrenches, but I did. I don't regret it, but I think this is just as good as that snap-on wrench, or a snap-on wrench without flank drive. So this is our snap-on right here, and it does have that special flank drive at the end. 12-point with their flank drive. Like I said, the USAG. I haven't done any reviews on ratchets, but this ratchet right here is I don't remember what the tooth count is on this, if it's a 27 or however many count it is. It's been recently been replaced because now you can get them in an 88 tooth and a 100 tooth. So I've obviously upgraded the ratchet, and I brought this one home. This is a great ratchet. Tons of leverage for a 1/4 inch. Maybe I'll do some reviews on this. If somebody's interested, I'll go through some of my ratchets as well. Everybody knows what vice grips are, so we won't even cover that. But there you guys go. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Give me a like, share, to subscribe. Be sure to check out my other videos, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.